Aye, aye, lads.
Console? How good is console now, though? Without any, like... Because there's no hasters in the format, bro. Oh, Duress, yeah, that's a good card. Yes. Nice one. Get the end meme out of there. Alright, chat. 3 matches, predict our score. We're not going 0-3, I'll tell you that. I don't know if I believe in the 3-0 either, though. I'll say 2-1. The Skitter is actually really nice, because it makes a token on the turn you play the talent, huh? I've never seen anyone in my life use that avatar and not be lessons, so I'm glad I've got the Skitter. I feel like there's some kind of rule you have to play lessons with this avatar, but I don't mind it. This is a good hand against lesson boys, other than the Hex, of course. But at least I've got the Hex if they're not lessons. Reading poos. Interesting.
One way or another, this fight aside.
One way or another. This fight will something. I didn't hear the last part. Are they combo? Oh, we don't want combo with a mid-range POW. Yikes.
Side by side, we fight.
Side by side, we fight. They must be Teamer Otters, right? Just didn't draw any red. But does Teamer... I've never really played Teamer Otters. Would they play a basic forest? There's not that many green cards in Teamer Otters, is there? I can't sideboard because I don't know what they're playing, man. Duress, I guess. Let's just play Duress and see what's up. I think it could be Kona. It could be Kona, yeah. It could be Kona. Yeah, I guess we need some Get Lost sideboard for Kona, huh? Because my big creature removal's all sorcery speed. There's not really any other big creature in Standard that has to be immediately killed. But Kona obviously does. I'll gamba a little bit here and take the hexes out. Emptiness! Emptiness Terminus wombo combo. You see any new impact of the set on Standard? I mean, yes, there's a lot of new cards that are really good. That will go into basically every meta deck, but I haven't seen a new deck yet, no. That's something we're trying to change on today's stream. Fairies is not good enough, man. Sorry to be the bad news guy, but there are some good fairies that will go into random decks, just like there's some good Kithkins and good elves and good goblins. But I don't, and good merfolk. I don't think any of them will actually be a tribal deck though, unfortunately. Not so far anyway. Goblins probably has the best chance, just because it's so dominant against creature decks, but it's not going to be a meta deck while 2 of the 3 meta decks are combo. Maybe if the meta changes, Goblins has the best chance though. That's my first prediction. Am I really doing a 2 mana Emptiness with 5 mana available? Excuse me. No. What we're going to do instead is chump and then send the boy out next turn. Should have played the tap land though. Can't make tribal work when you only get 1 set. Oh, Little Lessons is a tribal deck, kind of. Kona is still really good, man. Kona got 2 amazing new cards. Crokeyz. Right, auto tapper, I'm gonna trust you, mate. Emptiness! 3 counters on... Well, I mean, I guess I should kill the elf, huh? Not the elf, the otter, sorry. What's the point in killing that guy? Lessons is a tribal deck, the most offensive thing the streamer's ever said. Listen, Lessons gamer. You know it's true. In your heart and in your soul, you know it's true. You're just an elf player who wants your friends to think you're cool. I play things at instant speed. I am intelligent. Yes. Silly elf boys. Well, this is obviously a little terrifying. We can just die at any moment, but let's do our best to not die. It's a good plan, isn't it? It's a shame we haven't drawn any of our like utility lands here to make some tokens. Schwack. Carrot cake, yeah man, carrot cake is okay in these decks, but I think we prefer the creatures, right, when we're playing Emptiness. Nothing wrong with carrot cake. Nothing great about carrot cake either, though. Good play off. Oh, well done. I pressed the button. Skitter feels like it's been around for an age, doesn't it? What an ancient card. What's the best, like, anal in white-black? Are any of them decent? Anyone willing to answer the question rather than just say ha 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 ha? Any answerers? What do you mean by Ano? I mean the green card that's called Ano. Like 1 mana, fetch a land. What is the best white-black card that fetches a land and does another thing? What? Why is this tap? Hey! Wizards, you fucking clown man. Why the fuck is it tapped? Absolute filth. Well, we can't play, we cannot play that land then. Sad boys. Deck's kind of popping though. Just remember you can only cast 1 spell per turn, mate. Unless you flash something in on their turn, of course. Blue-white, high noon tempo, huh? I mean, their 4-drop is a 4-3, so I'll play a 4-5. Easy win. Preacher will also be good, I assume. We won't need as much graveyard hate, right, against this, so maybe just one of each of these guys. Where were all their cheap creatures, man? Like, Seamrip should be good against a Curiosity deck, but... I mean, they didn't play any guys. I guess I'll just try this. Can't really sideboard too much because we don't know what we're playing against. Any cards except from the Evoke Elementals, Premium Removal and Speaker from ECL look good? Well, first off, that's quite a lot of new cards to get from one set, man. There's also Bridget, which might just be the best of all of them. I think Ajani is good. What else has been impressive? The red The red 1 mana sorcery card is really good. It's just a bit, like, it's not too interesting. What else we got? Speaker, well, they said speaker. What else has been sick, man? Off the top of my head, I don't know. Oh, the goblin cards can be really good, yeah, they're just a bit polarizing.
Stand by my side.
The champion's good, the 3 mana discard guy's pretty good. 1 drop's pretty good. Like a lot of the creatures from the tribes are good. They're just, they don't come together enough to make a meta deck. That doesn't mean that the cards aren't decent though. Ward 2, huh? Oh, I don't have double black for my emptiness. Oh no. Yikes. A disaster. No. I could have emptiness curiosity and just pay the ward with Ajani here. Oof. Well, in that case, Beza it is, baby. I guess I can minus Ajani and then I've got enforcements as well though. But they can just equip, right? Oh no, this can't equip, it just gets bounced back to hand. Okay. Okay, fine.
Your schemes are finished.
Would have been much better just to use this, right, and swing in, but you gotta do what you gotta do. They can kill Ajani with the anchorage, but that would not be so bad, obviously. If that's their whole turn. It's a better block with the voice, but I'd much rather have the voice actually in play. Beza, Ajani, or Preacher? The Ajani and the Preacher are both good to get rolling, but they're so inefficient, bro. Triggers me to cast them for 3 when I've got 4 mana. Gotta be Beza, right? Draw a card, gain 4 life? Come on. Stoic Sphinx deployed. I mean, the lack of lands is slightly unfortunate. This is so clunky what we're doing here, man. This Oppo has completely missed the point on why curiosity is good. It's craziness what they're doing. Bruh. Let me cast my spells, man. Fuck. Sphinx is gonna be hard to beat, though. Seem Shrippers. I think a high noon blue-white deck can be good, right? It's proven to be good in Alchemy or Historic or wherever it was we played that. But you shouldn't have curiosity. I'll see you in game 3, bitch. You little swine. I mean, they do technically have an artifact. But you know, I'll go one raid. Try cutting these hexes. At least now we have a better idea what we're playing against. I've not played against Sweg in 2026 yet, no. But Sweg would never debase himself by playing standard. Sweg plays Alchemy, Cube. He's playing a chilling formats. He's a pure gamer, yes. He likes a bit of historic as well, so he does, our friend the Sweg. I don't know if I've played against Sweg in Timeless. Ang boy, huh? I'd like to pay with black, please. This bug is so weird, man. It seems like you're lagging, but you're not. You just have to manually tap the lands. Go tokens! Fuck them up! Stupid interrupter, huh? Packs. Okay. Again. These interrupters are quite annoying, aren't they? They are quite annoying. Evoke one and Bearer, I can't do that, right? Because the plot is different from Ang. I can't actually cast this on their turn. So I think I'm best just casting the Emptiness, right? Hard cast it, and we get an interrupter, and then I can Emptiness for 4 next turn. With double white, double black, and that should work. Because it is just mana spent, yes. Interrupter is so much better than Ang in these high noon decks, so it's quite annoying they've drawn 2, but hopefully it's okay. Emptiness! Oppo, stop! Look how much better their deck is when they don't draw fucking that stupid 4-drop with no creatures. Do 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 do. Yeah, we're dead because they have the starting town. Rip. Rippa, rippa, rippa. I was sure I had a creature in the graveyard, man. Guess I didn't. You cannot pay 4 black, no. That would be insane if you could pay, like, 6 black and just make it a board wipe. That'd be crazy. Most of the creatures are standard legal, man. Could be a very good deck. Alright, you're going down, bro. It has been a while since we've had some alchemy cards, yeah. Voice can block the ghast, but we'll flash in our Bearer, get it started. Zealot. Maybe we'll try the blue-white deck after this, man. I didn't realise how many of the cards were standard legal till Oppo just revealed it to us. It is a strong archetype. Blood Witch Andy, huh? Can't cast my spells, Madge. I can't cast my spells. At least the sack guy's dead. It's a great matchup for Skitter and Kaya, but they're not looking very castable. You consider drawing lands? I always try and draw some lands, mate. It's honestly my goal in most games of Magic that I play. I guess I could sack a token to gain 2 life. I mean, I feel like the token will be worth more than 2 life in the long run, but I only gain 1 life actually. Yeah, it's definitely worth more than 1 life. Although, to be fair, I think no decisions we make here really matter, right? We cannot play the video game, unfortunately. Either landlord or screwed. Well, that's why you don't play decks with 4 and 5 mana cards, bro. Because the text does not matter, man. It does not matter how strong they are. You will just even having them in your deck will make you lose 20% of your matches immediately. Because either you'll get screwed 10% of the time, at least. Another 10% of the time you'll get flooded because you have to play more lands, and you'll draw those 5 lands for your Elspeth, and then you won't draw the Elspeth. So you're just playing 5 lands and casting 2 and 3 drops. That is the principal reason why they're fucking dog shit. That is why almost all meta decks are just 1 and 2 mana cards, unless you're Cubbin. If you're Cubbin, then yeah, you can squeeze in a 4-drop. Woo! That's very cool. Alright, Seam Rip is a million miles better than Hex against this deck. But how do we get it in? Kaya and Skitter are very sick. I guess that the enforcements are not very good here, right? They can't really attack or block. I'll just do Preacher and Beza, I guess. Now we don't need Rest in Peace, man. I've got the main deck graveyard here. You don't need to wipe their whole graveyard, right? You just have to wipe the creatures that matter. So Skitter and Kaya are better. We just have to draw some fucking lands and be able to cast it. That'd be a good starting point. Rip kills of death triggers. Yeah, but the death triggers don't really matter, man, if they're not repeating them, right? Donk, donk, donk. Miner's a good target for the Dissident, actually. Well, obviously you can use the Blight 1, but even the Blight 2 will be fine if you get to rebuy a different creature, especially one that can then bring the Miner back out, right? Like Sephiroth or something. I can do Terminus and Ajani the Moon Shadow. Or we can eat the Miner Boy. I guess I'll go Ajani.
You needn't face this alone.
The actual Dissident might have been worth killing too, actually. Dissident is better if you have access to more than just one colour, right? What? No, you can only rebuy creature. You can only buy How do you talk? You can only rebuy your own creatures. There we go, we got it out. We got it out eventually. You can only rebuy your own creatures. It's quite an easy sentence to say if you think about it. I wish they didn't make the Miner actually cost 1 mana to come back out, man. I feel like it would have been fine, like, it would have been such a good sack outlet, or sack target, if it didn't cost mana. I think it would have been not out of line, right? See what we draw first. I would go infinite. Problem, mate. Other decks do strong stuff too. These cards are just too expensive, man. We've got to cut basically everything that costs more than 3.
This will be child's play. Finally, a breakthrough.
I get the Emptiness wants more cheap creatures anyway, right? You could play Basri and the guy that makes the roll token, and just cut the Kaya and the Elspeth. What's your favourite deck you've tried so far? I don't think any of the decks are good enough except the green-white tutors deck, man. I tried it with Kona as well, and it was pretty good with Kona, just because the card quality is high, but I think it is better when you're doing it with the like Ouroboros, Hulk, Hoof as your targets rather than Kona. I don't think any of the other decks we've tried are like they're good enough to play, I guess, but they're not going to be meta decks. And none of the decks I've played against are going to be meta decks either. This one. This is the deck I think has the best chance.